Hello everyone, my name is Kylie. I'm 19 years old. My life turned into a nightmare after they all found out who my mom was. But let's go back to the very beginning. Recently, I got enrolled in a very prestigious top-ranked college thanks to my mother's efforts. This college is considered to be one of the best in the country and one of the most expensive too. But if you work there, your children have the right to study there for free. So my mother got a job there as a cleaner and a dishwasher. My mother and I lived very poorly, but she always believed that we would make it and find our success in life. Hard work is paying off, she always said. When I was still in high school, I was very good at playing basketball for a local basketball team. When I got into college, I had a big hope to get into the college professional basketball team so that I could get a scholarship. I wasn't very tall. I could throw three-pointers well, and I could also shoot 9 out of 10. My mother always told me that the most important skill is to be a good team player. So when they were assessing new candidate players for the team, the key criteria was not that I was a born sniper, but that I was a great team player and always put the team interests first. And that's exactly what I did. One by one, I demonstrated perfect passes and the balls were flying into the basket. I made great friends with all of our basketball team except for one girl who apparently was the team leader. Jessica was very jealous that a new player was playing better than she did. She was always trying to offend me with some sarcastic feedback, but I didn't seem to bother and I just did my job. After my probation period, our basketball team manager finally decided to officially take me to the team, and my name was added to the official team list. My mother saw my name on our college basketball team list when she was cleaning the floors in the college corridor. She was so proud of me and wanted to tell the whole world what a wonderful daughter she had. But she couldn't. One day you'll understand why your classmates shouldn't know about me, she said. My mother expected that I would get a scholarship as a team basketball player, because that would mean some extra money for us. But the major thing for me was not the scholarship itself, but that our college had one of the top best faculties in the country for teaching professional acting. It was my lifelong dream to become an actress. Basketball was just another step to reach my bigger life goal. My mother had a very good friend who was a professional casting agent in the film industry. I just had to graduate from my college and get into the film casting. And then, finally, my life would change for the better. So let's get back to my story. Let me explain to you why my mother and I were hiding what her job was. She thought that my wealthy classmates would insult and humiliate me if they find out our secret, since they have all been children of rich and influential parents. And their contempt would hurt me a lot. My mother had a very hard time. She would come home exhausted and breathless after her job and just fall on her bed. But then she would get up and go make dinner for us. She was living like a slave. But no matter what, my mother was still happy she had her job, because it gave me this unique opportunity to study in the best college in the country. It won't last forever. Things will get better for us, she said. I will tell you more about my mother's work. What was it like to be a cleaner for rich and spoiled students at college? It was a nightmare. Rich kids are used to having their homes cleaned by servants and home assistants, and it was all the same at college for them. They used to throw garbage in the floor, even though there were plenty of garbage bins everywhere. They didn't wipe their feet on the floor mat and walked with their dirty shoes on the newly washed floor. Even worse things happened in our student dining room. The students threw away food and litter because they thought it was fun. They stuck the gum on walls and tables. But who's going to clean it up? My mother, of course. And besides, her job was also to wash their dirty dishes. It was incredible that students who studied in the top-ranking college had no manners and behaved like jerks. So my mother's cleaning job was a hell of a nightmare. So it went on for quite a while. My mother worked hard and I was doing better and better in basketball and also in my acting classes, and this made Jessica even more angry. One day, Jessica found out that my mother was a cleaner and a dishwasher, and then we all got into a real nightmare. Now let me tell you how it all happened. Our class was planning to celebrate our becoming freshmen, and we were all waiting for the formal initiation ceremony. Jessica suggested that we, as a class, do something really crazy. She suggested to steal the main mascot from college. I tried to talk everyone out of this stupid idea, but they just laughed at me. So I decided to shut up and just do what everyone else would do. We waited until late night, put black masks on our faces not to be identified, and then we broke into our college main office. One of our classmates had a hair clip with her, and she used it to open the lock of our college main office, where they kept our college trophies and mascots. So we got inside the office. However, as soon as we got in, the alarm went off. The security were there in just 1 minute, and all of us have been arrested right on spot. This accident turned into a big scandal. The college administrative team gathered all of our class together and made sure that our parents were all present as well. They informed our parents about what we did. That was exactly the moment when all of our class finally discovered that my mother was a cleaner and dishwasher. The college dean strongly blamed me and my mother for this accident. He was yelling at me, "Kylie, how could you do it? You got such a unique chance to study at one of the best colleges in the country. If you do this again, we will kick you out." By the way, my mother wasn't mad at me at all. She perfectly understood that I could not go against my whole class, so I just did what all of them did. So finally it all settled down and we forgot about this story, except for one thing. Jessica remembered very well that my mother is a low-paid cleaning worker. Since then, my life and my mother's life has become a nightmare. Jessica was heavily bullying me. She would throw away litter and rubbish in front of me and say, "Don't worry, Kylie, your mom will clean it up. It's her job." She encouraged all her friends to insult and humiliate me. Many of our classmates, though, stayed by my side and tried to stop her. But things were getting really bad for my mother. Jessica was always trying to screw her up. One day, she brought a big flower pot to the class and smashed it all over the freshly washed floors, so that the dirt would fly everywhere. Then, a couple days after, Jessica came to the canteen and she ripped all of the tablecloths off the tables just when the dinner was served, so that all the plates with food would fall down on the floor and break into pieces, and all the food would be scattered all over the floor. After that, she would kick out a huge stack of freshly washed dish plates, so that they would all fall down and break into pieces. As a result, the cost of these broken plates was deducted from my mother's salary. And then on another day, Jessica grabbed a bucket of water and poured this water on another student. And then she bribed him so that he would accuse my mom of doing it. The parents of this student were furious about this accident, and they came to college and attacked my mother. They yelled at her and demanded that she would be fired, and they threatened her that they would sue her. And they would have done it for sure. But as this was a top quality college, we had video cameras everywhere. From the surveillance video, they found out that it was Jessica who did it. However, she was never punished for that, since her father was a top college sponsor and patron, and no one ever bothered to apologize to my mom for this accident. But it didn't stop Jessica. Once, Jessica poured super glue on the handle of a water bucket, and my mother's hand got stuck to it. Then, Jessica threw a banana peel at my mother's feet, and my mother slipped and fell with this bucket on her class student parents. His dad turned out to be a federal judge, and he immediately complained to the dean and demanded that my mother be fired. The security surveillance video went out of order that day, and it was Jessica again who bribed the guards. As a result, my mother was fired. But the college dean understood that it was all set up by Jessica, so he didn't kick me out from college and let me continue my studies. He made a decision that I will study for free and said that he would definitely talk to the judge to apologize for this accident. It turned out that Jessica was filming this shameful episode as she posted this video on the internet. This video went viral, and now students at college pointed at me and laughed. "Look, see that student over there? Her crazy mother poured a bucket of water on the federal judge. What an idiot." I kept hearing all this story behind my back all the time. Jessica was bullying and insulting me all the time. "Maybe you can get this job cleaning floors instead of your mother." I felt so hurt and offended. But my mother said that this accident shouldn't stop us, and we should be strong and overcome it. Now my mother and I had only my scholarship to live on, and we had to save every dollar we had. Once, I was at a party at Jessica's house. I didn't want to go and see her for a long time after what she did to me. But she was insisting. She said that she really wanted to apologize, and she also said that she would talk to the judge and confess it was all set up by her. I thought it was a good sign that she apologized for everything she did. However, I was kind of not sure whether she was really honest with me. But at the party, she was all sweetness, so I didn't suspect anything. The next day, during a class, the college dean, Jessica's mother, and the police team came into our classroom. We were all astonished to see all of them. It turned out that someone had stolen the most expensive thing from Jessica's house, her mother's Oscar award. This was the only Oscar award Jessica's mother ever won, as she was a very popular actress in her time. Jessica immediately pointed at me and accused me of stealing it. She said it was definitely me, as I was the only student in our class who was from an underprivileged family and didn't have any money. At this moment, I just lost my self-control and I couldn't stand it any longer. And I yelled at her face how she bullied and insulted me and my mother all this time. The dean told us to immediately stop the quarrel and be quiet, and then the class was cancelled and we all went to the dorm where all the girl students lived. We all went into the dorm and I headed to my room, and when I looked at Jessica, she was looking triumphant. But then the dean turned in the opposite direction and went to Jessica's room instead. She turned panic-stricken and she yelled, "You're coming to the wrong room. We need to search Kylie's room now." But the police went to Jessica's room, and after a few minutes of searching, the Oscar award was found. You should have seen Jessica's face. She couldn't believe her eyes. She shouted that she personally put this award in my room under the bed pillow. At this moment, I noticed that Megan, one of the girls on my team, was smiling. She came to me and whispered to my ear that she found out that Jessica was going to screw me up, and so she brought the Oscar award back to Jessica's room. In fact, all the girls on our team started telling me how Jessica was going to screw me up after that party in her house. Surprisingly, we also found out that this Oscar award turned out to be fake. One of the policemen was a big movie fan, and he remembered that year there were no Oscar awards granted for Best Acting leading roles. This policeman said he never missed watching a single Oscar ceremony in his life, and he searched the internet and indeed he found proof this Oscar award was a fake. Jessica's mother has almost died of shame. Then we saw Jessica's father, who was coming to us. Jessie and her mother were yelling at him to get revenge and close down this college for good, but he told them both to be quiet. He came up to me and apologized, and he also asked me to pass on my apologies to my mom. Jessica transferred to another college and I have never seen her again. By the way, this video that Jessica posted on the internet, where my mother falls with a bucket of water on the judge, that went viral, brought some good news to us. My mother got a call from her friend, a filming agent. He said that he showed this video to his studio boss, and my mother was invited to do the filming cast for the lead role in a new comedy blockbuster about the secret spy cleaner. What a great luck! The film studio was looking for a talented and charismatic actress for this role. And then, a film studio director suggested to try a real cleaner for the role to make this character look natural. And then a film studio director suggested to try a real cleaner for the role to make this character look natural. And then he showed his casting team this viral video from the internet that he came across. My mother's friend, who was a casting agent, said that he knew this woman and that he could contact her and invite her for casting. By the way, Jessica's mother was super excited to get this role too. But after this public story with the fake Oscar award, her reputation was damaged and no one wanted to work with her any longer. I wish I could see her face when she found out who got this role instead. The movie was a great success and my mother turned out to be a great actress and she starred in the film. After this success, she was signed in for new episodes and her filming career took on. After this great success, my mother and I moved to a new spacious house, and we almost forgot about times when we lived in slums with almost no money at all. Now we could afford to eat good healthy food and afford a decent living. But my mother always said to me, "Let's not forget where we started. Effort and guts will achieve everything." I'm very proud of my mother, and I hope to become like her when I grow up. I want to become an actress myself, and I dedicate more and more time to learn acting. Did you like my story? Write in the comments what you think, and don't forget to subscribe and put your likes.